Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we're back to building and expanding our very own Australian transportation company. Now, in the last few episodes, we've been working really heavily right now on this side of Australia, the northeastern side, from Grafton all the way up to Bamaga right now, and we've managed to build a commuter line. We've managed to hook up all the cities right now with all the goods that they require. There's just one type of good that's not being delivered to any of these towns right now, and that good is actually goods. Now, to be able to do that, it's quite simple. I'm going to bring it from over here, very close and nearby. But the problem with bringing it from over here is, if I click on this station right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lines coming in. And I'm going to need to add an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 more lines to it. Yikes. Is the best way to put it. And to be honest with you guys, it's very confusing, and it's absolutely complicated with the trains trying to get in and out of this area in general anyway. So what I need to do is I need to simplify it. I need to maybe build 2 platforms, 2 stations that are going to allow us to bring in all of these goods. Now, while it is pretty efficient to a certain extent right now, I can't extend this or expand this any further than I currently can. So we're going to have to completely redo this before any of those towns can get any of those goods. Now, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Right, so how are we going to do this then, boys? Well, to put it bluntly, guys, it's going to be quite difficult. It really is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it. If I take a look at the lines right now, they all pretty much come from this way or swooping in this way. I'm going to try and divide it. Now, ideally, I want to delete it all and rebuild it, but I feel like by doing that, I'm kind of going to forget where some of the lines are going and who's coming here. So we'll kind of break it down. We'll pick the lines one by one. I'm going to use this platform or this station over here. I'm going to build another one just over here, just out of the way, so I can move them off this to either left or right, which will tell me which direction they're coming from, so I can readjust all of this. Does that make sense? I'm hoping it makes sense right now. I really do. So we're going to manage the lines. I'm going to go for each and every single one right now. Now this is coming directly from down that way. So what we're going to do, we're going to manage it. And where it gets to mouse ISA exchange, we're going to delete that. And we're going to put it over here. But we're going to put it on number 8. So I know it's coming from the furthest side that way. Right, this is going to get worse before it gets better, boys. Trust me. Now manage this line. New platform, bam, there. Number 8. Again, this makes sense in my head. That's all it needs to do right now, is just make sense in my head. Right, Mount ISA exchange, add to you. Number 8. And then Canberra goods. Yeah, I'm going that way. I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern. They're all coming from that way. At this moment in time, anyway. Right, to there. Number 8. Now, the reason I'm putting my number 8, because there's some that come from this way, but don't come from that way. They come from this way. That makes sense. So I'm going to try and move them around. That line goes that way. So we'll kind of leave the right-hand side ones for now. Mildura Steel. Same again. Add platform. Go to there. And go to number 8. And next, please. Mount ISA Crude Oil. Where are you? Oh, where is that one? I can't. Oh, it goes that way. Okay, we'll come back to that one as well. Yeah. Mount ISA Fuel is the same again. Portland Fuel goes this way and down. So get rid of you. Put you just there for a quick second. Number 8. Next, we got the Rockhampton Crude Oil, which goes in that direction. So this is, again, it's going to this station as a placeholder, but I'll pull it on number 5 to be a little bit separate. Makes it a little bit easier for me to understand it. Rockhampton Oil is going to the right. Rockhampton Plastic is going to the right. Sydney Goods is going to the left and then to the right. Well, left and the left. Is that the best way to put it? So get rid of you. Add station. That will then be number 5. And then where are we up to right now? So we got a couple to the rights and a couple going ahead on as well. Right, let's quickly sort those ones out and put them where they need to be. So select you. Doesn't really matter about the size or anything like that. It's just for me to understand in my head. That's all it's for, okay, boys? So line 1 is going from the right, and it's going actually the furthest up. So if I manage that line, delete you, add station, pull it there, and then Mount Isaac, it will be number 8. Right, that's easy enough to understand, right, boys? Is that easy enough to understand? I think so. I think so. Because then the ones that go this way become in the middle. Right? Right, crude oil. Get rid of you. Add platform there. That can stay on number 1 because of the direction it's coming from. This one, literally replicate what we've just done. Number 1. This one, Rockhampton Oil. So the plastic and oil are the same. So they're going in the same direction. To there, but obviously we'll put it on number, say number 4, so it's in the middle. And then finally the last one, boys. The last one right now. This is overly confusing. And it's about to get a lot worse. So put it on number 5, whatever it is. So this is now free of any train traffic. Okay, and now we breathe. So, what I'm going to do is delete it completely. We'll delete this entering in. So we'll delete it to there. Because we're going to rebuild this and just make... We're going to give them like multiple stations and make sure that they all crisscross and touch one another. Right, this is going to take a while to now do deleting, doesn't it, boys? Can you not just delete it like in big sections? Why you gotta take so long to delete, boys? Right, that's all gone. Delete this road. Good, 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 good. And now I've got to delete all of this. This is the difficult bit now, is trying to figure out the best way to go about doing all of this. Right. Say goodbye, goodbye. We'll delete it to like a certain length. And then we'll kind of come back and delete the rest. I wish the game wasn't this slow at this point in deleting train tracks. Oh, this is crazily slow, isn't it? This is painful. Right, okay. We'll come back to the rest in just a minute. So let me just quickly terraform this bit then. Because this is now all completely all over the place. Bam, 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 bam. And we do dip down here, so I might take it. Is this the smooth? This is the smooth. I'll go from the flattening. I'm interested to see the elevation changes. If I then smooth it. And then we'll try and make it all meet in the middle. So if I try and bring this out. And bring that out. So there's a slight dip. But we'll work with it. We will work with it, boys. Okay, okay, okay. So ideally what I want to do is try and get this, which that's going to work perfect now for us, to go to there, and that connects down. What I'm trying to attempt is getting... Oh, can I not get one there? Yes, I can. I've got to attempt and get a divider. So if I bring this to here, and let's say I then brought this out to there. Right. Just bear with me a second. So the idea would be that I can get multiple train stations that connect to one another and also connect to the two industrial areas all at the same time. I know it sounds like a big ask, right? It sounds like a real big ask right now. But I'm hoping this strategic placement of the road is going to work out. So if I go to the train tracks and if I use an end terminus and spin this one right round. Now I'm going to treat this one as everything that's coming from the left-hand side. So if I dug that right into here. Now by that logic, it should touch both of them, which it does. And then apply the same logic again. And that, as you can see, touches again both of the industrial areas. And of course, it's connected to that train station as well. Now, if I only do 4 sets of train tracks on this next one, flipping right round. Right, this is where the issues might lie. If I go diagonal. Now, is this one touching that one? That one's touching this one, but placing one on the opposite side of the road won't do the same thing. So how does that work then? So again, it all comes down to how you strategically place the roads. Maybe that has shortcut it enough. Okay, let me delete this. Now that doesn't touch that, which again, bring it slightly in a bit more. That now touches it. So then train tracks. So it looks like this is going to go on a slight little angle. There we go. Lots of train tracks right there. Lots of train tracks. But that then should give us adequate amount of capacity. So if we keep it like super simple and now just slowly go and basically try and reconnect them all. All right, trying to get rid of all of this because now it's going to kind of slightly mess up my whole alignments into this now. So something like that is now a little bit of a weird wiggle, but if I do it like this, speed limit's not too bad. If I go to here and in, I just realized I did all of this and not a single one of them train stations I chose to do it as high-speed train tracks, which is only going to annoy me more than anybody else. Right, that would solve all of that, and obviously signal-wise. And then in and out as they please. Now, if I just quickly, I mean, there's no need for me to do high-speed train tracks here. It's just how it looks visually. So all that's doing there is bringing in 2 lines. And those 2 lines are off this one here. So the Mount Isa crude oil 2. So manage the line, get rid of that platform now. It's coming from Alice Springs Annex over there. And then we're going to add it to the station just here. Now, it can utilize all the platforms. It doesn't really matter. It's just what's available to it at the time. That's moved that one over. Same with the Mount Isa fuel right now. If it goes from over there. So manage the line. Get rid of you. Add station. Go there. All of the platforms. Right. That solves them. So they're now good to go. They're honestly now good to go. So I've just got a line coming from up here that I've got to swing in. And then we have the plastic and the oil line that kind of comes down here. And then it dips under there, which no longer needs to dip under there. But at the same time, we're going to have the line coming from here with all the good routes on. So that completely opens up this to having the plastics and the oil on. And the 4 good lines as well. So however I build this, we now need to combine it. Which, yeah, that in itself is going to be an interesting one. So that comes down to here. It comes all the way down. But the difference is it lands on a different platform. And it needs to be on this line to turn in. Now I can get it to utilize that line it would mean then it's using this side of the platforms. So that actually becomes super easy on how we can kind of then squeeze it all in. So if I go back to the train tracks and I'm just going to utilize you and bring you out to that length, bring this to there, and as short as I can, bring it in. So that is our double train track that we've got running down, okay? And now we need to connect everything else from within it. So if I go here and bring you in, and then bring you into there. If I go there and... Wait, it's slightly awkward now because you've got that extra one, but we'll roll with it. Into there. To there. And into there. So a little bit longer than what you'd normally expect, but it just gives us a place to play with. So if I merge... So the two that I'm using... Oh, I'm missing one. That's why it looked a little bit weird. Right, let me start again, boys. That's why it looked weird. Because I'm missing one. Right, we're going to utilize... We'll use this one, okay? We'll use this one. So bring you directly out. There we go. And we want to kind of connect them all up. So if I then bring that to there, you're to there, and then to in. What I'll do is I'll take this to merge into that one. This to merge into that one. Where then these two could merge into there and into there, which gives me this space here to work with you merging into this one and you merging into that one, which then gives me enough space to bring, well, let's do it like this. You to here, you to there, which I can get rid of this excess just here. And then bring you a little bit further down because we've got to then take care of the Chrissy Crossies. So you're here. You're there. Right, that allows me then to pull them all in and then go to the left. They're not going to go to the right. They're going to go to the left, which goes up that direction. But we have to kind of integrate it smartly. Now, I might be able to kind of maybe utilize these two at the very end here to not merge into all of this and keep them separate. It depends on how it all kind of runs in. But if I was to do like a big swoop right now, so just after where they did a bend here, I'm now going to swoop it in. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of junctions by putting a junction on a junction, which would then get rid of that signal here. And in return, the signal will then have to go just there. Obviously, then one goes there. And then this one would go just here. Providing it all goes to plan. Now, once they come out of this, at the minute, they can come out and they can then, from here, go straight ahead or take the right-hand turn. Which there is a bunch of... Well, actually, no, there isn't a bunch of stuff on the go right now. There's only one train track on the go. Because we've had to delete a lot of stuff. But that works perfectly. But we have two lines, which is the only lines that currently exist, apart from the other one, that utilize these two train tracks here. So I can make them go underneath like it does here to pop back up, or even come up and over. I don't want to kind of go through this because it's another way that it slows it down. And then that will give it its own separate line in. And then that saves us a lot of issues with making that continually flow. So it's just finding what works for us at the minute. That's what it's all about. It's just finding what works for us. So tracks, bring you into there. You're into there. And then I've got basically 6 platforms. 4 of them I'm going to use for the good routes. And then I've got 2 left. One of them is for the steel coming down for the goods factory just here. And I got 1 then spare basically. Because obviously I'm using these for something else. So let's now delete the original line underneath. I can't quite get to it all, so I'll delete from here. I've now got to do the painstaking task of deleting all of this. So the real question is, under or over? Now, I did recently build an over version for something else, and that worked out really well. So I could go over. Over means we get to see it happen. I tend to go back a little bit further anyway. Alright, we'll bring it back to about there. We'll bring it back to about there. So, yeah. Making it go up and over. So bringing this out. Alright, let me make it go straight first. Straight, simple, effective. Now, all I've got to make it do, which it might do itself here anyway, is bringing this out, but obviously you would need to raise this. Now, to raise it means you'd have to also come slightly away from the current train line. And then that's up and over with a bridge. Bridge pillar expansion's in the way for that one. That one's fine. How does this look? Do you know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like it, but I don't like the wiggle bend it has to then perform here. So I might delete this back to there. Just so it's got a little bit of longer space to play with for the connection in. And then I did the same for this. Oh, I like how it carves into the edge though. And then as that goes there, it goes up and over. And that looks pretty clean, doesn't it? It really does. So let's just quickly take care then of the crisscrosses. So I'll do them just here. Now this is only for 2 lines, the plastics and the oil line. That's not fully connecting. There we go. And then quickly do some signals, which the only signal I need is just there for that one. Now I'm going to do one just quickly here as well. Right. So then we're going to move all those lines over to these. And then that's done. That's technically the easy part out of all of this. So Rockhampton plastic, we're going to manage the line. We'll get rid of the Mount Isa connection there. Add the one on here. But obviously it goes to platform, which is considered 8. But I'll let it share it with number 7. And that's done. That is done. I think I might need to also make sure that they don't pick up any goods that they're not allowed to pick up. But we'll get onto that another time. Right. On 8, but you share with 7. That solves them. Then this line 1, which I don't think I've actually got anything set up for it yet, have I? Where's it gone, line 1? Where does it go? Oh, it's to picking up the steel, doesn't it? Manage vehicles. I actually don't have a train on that line at the minute either. So it's not even operational. So add a station. And I'll make it go to number 1. So we'll keep it on the far right. And I'll get it to share it with number 2. If needs be. And then the other 4 trains can share them 4 platforms. So that comes from that direction. Right, that's all solved. It's just this monstrosity next. This is going to be fun. So now I've actually got to delete all of this. Which is really going to push these trains back. Oh, there's a vehicle in the way. God damn it, Seniac. You know the golden rule, Seniac. You know the golden rule. You've got to delete from the back. To make the trains move. As annoying as it is, that's how it works. Right, got to get rid of all of this right now, which is a lot more painful than you expect. It's a downside of getting to this point in the game where it starts to run a lot slower. I've now split the train, so I've got to be careful about where they're running. Now, we are going to have some issues with the trains in general anyway, as they're going to be trying to now reroute themselves to the new lines, which for them are not going to exist because they're in the wrong positions. So that's going to be hilarious now, trying to fix all of this. Right, up and over. What I've got to do is delete them to the main line. And we're going to have some real fun as well in just a moment. Right, that does what I need it to do. Now, a lot of these lines, and how many in total do I have connected to this? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yikes. And believe it or not, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 platforms. So, a lot of them are going straight down. So we need to kind of come off the junction here and then filter straight on down into it. So let's first figure out then, I'm going to utilize this one as being the straight on. So bring you out. Bring you out. There we go. And then we'll bring this and snap it to it just there. Snap it to it just there, and I'll get this one to merge in. And then this would merge in just here. And then obviously this one will merge in just here. And then get the crisscross down. Now, that looks very complicated and quite squeezed in. But it all comes down. I might change it up like how we decided to have this separate one. I might change it up. It all depends on how it's all going to phase itself in. So from this point there, we're going to swoop and connect in. And the same again. Oh, where's the connection that I chose? Oh, did I not exit that? There we go. Alright, if I snap from there. Where's the connection? I can't even see it. Because obviously the trains are in the way. Alright, it's obviously not there. Ah, it's there. Alright, straight in. We're bam. So that'll allow me to do everything except that one extension line, the separate oil line that runs in. So that might be the one that has the overpass just like this. Now this looks just as confusing as the other ones. It really does. But some of them need to have direct routes where they're separate and don't share the line with anybody else because of how often and how long the trains need to kind of come in. So we now need to start moving some stuff over. So we'll start then with all of the goods trains. So Albury goods, manage the line, delete, add station, bam. And that will be number 8. Okay. That's done. Canberra goods, manage the line, delete you. Add station, bam. That will be number 7. In. Sydney goods, manage the line. Add the station, which will be number 6, which is perfect. Now we're on to fuel. So we've done a couple of goods. Now we're on to the fuel. So we'll start with Portland fuel. Add station, which will be number 5. So everyone's getting their own separate platform. No one's sharing anything like that. Just keep it simple. Albury fuel. Delete you. So this will be now be number 4. Very good. Adelaide. Delete you. Number 3. Now we have Mildura Steel. Delete you. Not new line. There we go. Which will be number 2. So just there. And then, of course, Rockhampton crude oil, which is the line that needs a separate line coming in, because it can't do what it needs to do here, which goes into number 1, because how they is currently on a separate run, so we have to pump it over and in. Again, fairly easy to do. Now, once I've done this, I might make these a little bit longer, so trains can kind of technically come in and out a little bit more, leeway. The crisscross happens sooner, and it ultimately just gets them off this junction a lot sooner as well. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure just yet. But at the same time, I could also separate a bunch of lines. That's something else I could do as well. Because that's the only one that kind of continues to go up straight up forward. So, yeah. Right, let's just get this sorted first. So, it's actually this run here that is now going to be separate. So run this out, and where's the snap? The snap is just there. So I'm hoping that this is going to play the same game as what that one did. So ideally, we're bringing this out and slightly up to get that in, but it's okay. We need more of a slope. Weirdly, that goes up and then comes back down. So what if I come from all the way over here? I don't think that's going to work either. No, it's trying to kind of connect into it still. So what if I... bend it right round to begin with. And then run that into it. It's as simple as that, right? Well, you would assume so. You would assume so. And that means that line can now kind of come in and go as it pleases. So technically, all them lines are now reconnected. And you're probably arguing, going, Seniac, this doesn't look any better than how it originally was. But trust me, this is already 10 times better without me fully fine-tuning it to its maximum. I promise you, it truly is. It truly is. So we've got coming in right now, basically 7 lines are going to now come in from this one route, which you could argue is still overly complicated. It still technically is overly complicated. So I'm going to then now split the lines a little bit, which will allow me to run more lines in at once. I don't know if I'm going to have to pass through this. Okay, I can, which is great. All right, run you to there. Can I run this through? No, so I'm going to have to kind of technically delete this. I might keep this separate as well. All right, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Right, we're gonna keep this line separate, so it can pass through with ease. We'll see what happens. So run this all the way down, just to there for a hot min, and then we'll get it to. I want it to run in as well, but we're gonna separate this. So if I delete it to there, we're gonna divide it. Oh, I'm deleting a little bit too much here. Oh, what's going on now, boys? I just want to have a simple... Right, that's not enjoying it, is it? It's not. So, connect you in. Connect you in. Connect you in. There we go, boys. There we go. That runs into there. That runs into there. This runs all the way up to there. This runs up to there. So I've now separated it to give us a little bit more control. and have a lot more trains approach these platforms than before. So rather than having 7 lines share 1 line to get in and out, now we've got them 7 lines sharing 2 lines and then split between one another. So the crisscrosses happen there. Signal wise, there and there just for that. They obviously come down this way. That one needs to have a signal there. We'll do this one here as well, but that would have one going back that way. And then at some point we have to then merge it in, which I'm going to do the merger just here. Right. Bam. And then bam, bam. Just making sure I get the right side of it all in. Bam, 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 bam. And then we have to then connect this in. So I've got the option right now just to completely run this through. So this has to get in to the middle line. So I think the easiest thing to do would be to sweep it from there. Signals are all in place. It's in between the 2 sets of signals. That then sorts that out. Oh my god, I think I put it on the wrong set of train tracks. Like an idiot. What a foolio. Right, from here is 1. And then back again there. There we go. Now you utilize both sides. That I'm not happy with, but it'll be okay for now. It'll be okay for now. And you can see the trains that do split here. And then off they go. There is a line there, though. I wonder if that one is one of the lines that turn this way. Right, it's not you. Not you. Not you. Ah, it's a Sydney line. Okay, so that merger here is going to need to happen a bit earlier. I didn't take that into account. So that would go then here. And then that there. Delete that signal there. Because this would go here and you would go here. There we go. That's better. But you can now see the split as well. So we can then have like 2 trains and entering at the same time rather than waiting for the one and all that kind of jazz. So that's got no train stations on right now. No train lines. I can now delete you. That has none. I can now delete you. And now split all of those lines into 3 stations. Which then gives me so many more spaces left over for all the goods to come out of here to that side of Australia for all the towns. Now, the only thing I've got to do right now is enable it where that new line, which is called line 1, needs to bring steel because we don't have enough steel being delivered to this goods factory to supply all these towns with the goods. This is probably going to need an up in deliveries of coal and ore coming in as well, so we're going to have to do that. But let's first just get them back to where they need to be, because right now they're going to be all kinds of confused. Right, spin you right round. You're going to have to go back and then come back, unfortunately. That's just how it's going to have to work. Right, what are you waiting for? There's a signal right here to allow you to go. What is it waiting for? There is a signal. it's also on both of them are on the wrong side of the tracks. Right, if I just quickly build this for them, just to get them off the wrong side of the tracks. Right. That's going to go, allowing you to then move. And then we're hopefully back to normal. I mean, there's a train coming down, which is going to have to stop for a quick second. Once it's gone through, I can delete this, and then we can only hope that it's caused minimal disruption, and we will be back to normal. That's all we can hope for. So that's only going to be the main concern, is this train completely halts everything that happens here, because it has to cross all those tracks. But with the way that we got it set up, it shouldn't really cause us too many issues. But worst case scenario, I just make it go above or over, or just take a different route to go in that direction. It's not the end of the world. Okay, it's not the end of the world. So this is now going to rejig itself now. It's got to restart again. You might see a dip in some of this stuff until we get the deliveries coming in. This is meant to be delivering the steel, but with how we've messed it all up, it's now had to then kind of come back again and with nothing on board. This has got on it a ton of plastics, which will get delivered, but no steel. So let's up that steel delivery, baby. And let's buy it from over here. So we're going to go electric for the power cargo. And we'll give it a 200 capacity, maybe. And it's going to be on line 1. So line 1. Off it goes. Do your thing. I have a feeling I'm going to have to come back and change what they pick up from these platforms. Because I feel like some of the goods might be crisscrossed over to one another, because I remember having to change it previously before. Right, that new train's coming out, which should pick up some steel from over here. We're seeing line 1 now starting to generate that steel. But these would need more of a delivery. Interesting. So we've got the ore coming from up here and the coal from there. Now, what's the one that they're kind of slightly slacking on? It looks like they need a bigger ore delivery. So there's the ore train. Obviously, they are going to be the same size trains. Easiest way to kind of solve it, to kind of make it a little bit more even, is just adding a few more carriages to this because of the extra distance it has to travel. So if I go for an extra 60 on top of what it's already doing, we'll see how that changes it. Worst case scenario, we add a second train. But I don't think we'll need a second train, and I don't think I have the ability to do it because I don't think there's enough goods at the platform. The coal's just left, and that's like shambles. There's not much left over from it anyway. So yeah, you're just waiting for a steel delivery before you can produce any goods whatsoever. So it's just a case of the waiting game right now, isn't it? We're just waiting for this to keep producing the oil right there. And yeah, that's all we can really do, isn't it? That's all we can really do. So in the meantime then, should we get the goods routes over here all set up while we're waiting for that to kind of replenish itself? I think so. So we've got a total of, let me just double check, it is 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It was 4. It was 4 in total. Actually, let me just quickly rename that line 1, by the way, because that's going to annoy me if I don't get it renamed. And it's the, what do I call it now? Do I call it Mount Isa Steel? I don't already have a Mount Isa Steel. I think the other one's called Mildura Steel or something like that. But yeah, let's get these now all set up then. So, new lines then. So new line, going from this one. First one will be down to Grafton. Another new line from there, and this will be going to Rockhampton City. Another new line going to Mackay. And another new line from there to Cairns. Just make sure we get the right platform just here. Right, so now then, we got to go through each one of these and make sure... Oh, I think they've already done it themselves. No, one of them looks like a crisscrossing over. I think it's this one. So it will be number 6 or 7. No, 6. Right, that's perfect. I don't need to do anything else. It's just their additional lines where they go to is what I've got to change. So that's all good. That's all good. That's all good. Give them their separate lines. Until I need to add more lines to it, I'll let them have a single platform. Should be fine, right? Should be fine. So, okay, let's name all these then. So this is going to be then, this line is our Grafton Goods. This is our Rockhampton Goods. This will be our Mackay Goods. And this is our Cairns Goods. Right, they're now good to go. Obviously, we haven't had the goods delivery yet. Or the goods... Are we producing goods? No, we haven't had a steel delivery yet. So it's a case of waiting for that Mildura steel. But they're bringing their first ever delivery of steel down, which is not a lot. But every little helps. If this is a really big problem with steel, I'm going to have to get a preferred route set up. But I'm hoping... There we go. That Mildura steel route's also bringing some goods down as well. This doesn't produce... I'm sure I've said it before, but this doesn't produce the steel that we require. What it does produce is just not enough for anything. It's weird. I might need to get like a third steel delivery on the go. Believe it or not. Which I've got abundancy of options. I've got a huge abundancy of options. But we'll just see what happens anyway. So it's actually de-evolving now, by the way, because it hasn't had them goods produced or delivered in a while. The steel is on its way. Well, we're going to have to get a third steel route on the go, aren't we? I just have that feeling. Right, let me just give those lines the goods that they require. We'll go electric. Why not? Why not? Why not? And it's delivering goods, which is a box cart, 60 capacity. I need 4 of them. So one is... I actually can't remember the names of the towns right now. So one's Grafton. So Grafton, we'll start here and work our way up. So Grafton Goods. We then got Rockhampton Goods. So many lines I've got right now. So many lines. Rockhampton Goods. Mackay Goods. And then Cairns Goods is the other one. So Mackay Goods. I didn't change the colour of them either as well, which is kind of annoying. So Cairns Goods. Easy peasy, mate. Right, they're now pretty much all set up. So what they'll do, they'll probably end up going to their towns first and then on the way back, getting situated into where they need to be. So we've had a little bit of a steel delivery from Mildura and the one all the way up here from Rocky Point. I believe it's now going to pick up more. How much did it pick up on this second time in? So definitely a lot more than previously. Which it now has this should level up as well, because now it's got a second supplier or consumer, however they want to look at it. That sorts that out pretty decently. Oh, now Tennant Creek wants the goods. Get out of here, boy. You've always been wanting these goods, man. It keeps appearing and disappearing. So that would do us wonderful. So, I don't know. I mean, that second one might pull through for us and it might be enough. It just depends on how we kind of go. Depends on how we go. So that's doing what it needs to do. Everything is now doing what it needs to do. Do you have enough fuel, by the way? I could probably also do with delivering more fuel. I don't want to take it from here because that's only doing something anyway. Where do I have like another near fuel or oil refinery? We've got one over there, but it's delivering the goods. I'm already using that one. Oh, there's one there. Interesting. Because it's easier to build a secondary one. I'm already using that one than it is to up the numbers, because it can only produce as much as it can produce. That's all it can do. Bringing some more fuel back. Does that line make money? Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. I've also got to remember, I've messed everything all up, so it's going to take a minute or two for everyone to get back to where they originally was. But this is a lot better. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot better. And steel train's on the way, boys. Steel train is on the way. Where's the other steel train, by the way? So that's working how as I intended it to. I feel like we need a signal here. So that it needs to push through a bit more, a little bit quicker. There we go. And that steel train, by the way, where is it? Has it already come through? You're not the train, are you? I think that might be the train. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's now bringing steel it's bringing steel from here, dropping off there for the other Mildura train to pick it up and take it back down. I just realized what's actually happening there. So, manage the line. So, in Mount Isa here, all you're doing is... No, you're unloading. It's not that one I need to change. It's this one. Mildura's still here. Manage the line. When you get to Mount Isa, you're unloading. You're never loading. There you go. That should solve that, because there's no steel on the platform waiting. These are the issues I've got to contend with. These are the issues I'm going to have to contend with. Right, so you were able to produce a little bit of goods, but not a huge amount. There's definitely more steel now waiting on the platform. But it remains to be seen. Why is this not? Production and shipment should be super high. Because the transport numbers are up. Keep producing, boys. Keep producing. Rocky coal coming in. They're slowly increasing. They are slowly increasing. Here's my Mount Isa one right now, bringing steel back. Yeah, we've made sure that they'd never load. Because it's a bit awkward now, isn't it? Right, there we go. Now I'm going to load up, and it's going to take 66 on the way back. So the numbers are getting higher and higher. It'll just be a little bit of time. So, if it really truly does become a big issue, which I feel like it might do, next episode we'll have to look at either getting a second steel. We're going to need a second steel line coming in. A third steel line, sorry. A third steel line coming in. But also I'm thinking this might need an additional oil delivery as well. Because that's definitely not getting what it needs to get. Now, I don't know whether it might help us out with the Mount Isa line here. Manage the line. So when it gets to upper here, we then add a platform there on the way back. So it can pick up the oil and bring it back as well as this does. So it just kind of has a multitude of deliveries all the time. Who knows? But when it gets to the Alice Spring sittings here, it only unloads. is all it does. Rather than loading. Because then it gets 2 deliveries. That makes sense. It'll be the same amount it gets delivered, but it gets 2 deliveries. So then the fuel increases on this platform with every delivery. But that might need a second delivery as well, so we'll have to kind of keep on top of that. We'll have to keep on top of that. Right, another steel's coming in with planks. Damn. Who needs planks? I don't know who needs planks right now, but someone's getting planks. That's something else that we're going to have to solve for next episode anyway. So have any of these places got any goods yet? McKay, Grafton, Cairns right now. Not yet. They haven't had any goods delivered because as soon as the steel gets delivered, they can't produce enough. But there is a few trains making their way in. You're carrying some goods. So it will be delivering goods to Grafton for the first time ever. So it's slowly happening. It's a slow process, but it's slowly happening. Now, would you argue that I've done anything of any importance to make myself more money? I have a feeling what I've done right there has now hindered us only a little while. We'll eventually bounce back, but I would have made less money. So in terms of the finances, you could argue the year before was pretty good, 1.72 billion, which is my best year to date. So actually, no, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well, but there's still a lot of work we need to get done. And a lot of stuff we've got to get set up to make sweet money. There is lots of goods here. Our rocking machines right now. You can manage this vehicle and add some on. I've got to go for all these and just add more stuff to some stuff. Because some of these lines do require a lot more than what is currently going on. But they're transporting all kinds of stuff at this point. I gotta keep control of this. Otherwise, we won't get the goods that we actually want them to get. But yeah, growth has been pretty impactful. Looking very fantastic. Sydney right now. There's 2 trains on Sydney. Does that Sydney line make money? It does. What? It does. And are you leveled up yet? No, it was in the 230s. Now it's in the 260s. So it's getting there. It is slowly getting there. What train's coming up now then? The steel train. And how much is here? There's 70. We had 66 on the last one. Now there's 70. Potentially might be 80 by the time it loads up. So it is increasing. We are slowly getting there. Goods are slowly being produced. We just got to give it a little bit of time. We've just got to give it a little bit of time, boys. So on that note, we're going to end it here. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, smash the like button down below. Until next time, see you all soon. So goodbye.